This is the Voiceover Gurus Podcast. Real talk about the voiceover industry with your hosts, Linda Bruno and JJ Wilson.
This is new and fun. Welcome back. This is the Voiceover Gurus podcast with a little webcam action today.
Isn't this cool?
Kind of dirty.
Webcam action, yeah. Okay, let me hear those coins drop.
I like your shirt. You've got Snoopy and
Thank
Linus.
you.
And...
Yes. When I was first learning to sew, Janine bought me a pattern, and I actually made this shirt.
Wow.
Yeah, the buttonholes sucked. And the collar, you'd never think how it goes on. I kept going, nah, it's not going to work, honey. You can't make it. No, but it worked anyway. So anyway.
You're very creative. That's excellent. So, so if you're lucky enough to see us on the YouTube video that we are creating right now, which will be on the Voiceover Gurus YouTube page, you will see his fantastic Snoopy shirt.
Yes. Yes.
Now, are you wearing that for the class tonight?
I might just, yes. I'll take it off in between to do a little woodworking because I don't want to get blue paint all over it. Or red or orange or whatever. Yeah.
Well, it's a pleasure to see you.
It's nice to see you, too. People are probably going, oh, my God, I thought he was taller.
He's not.
I'm sitting down.
I'm a little disappointed in my salad choice today.
Oh, well, any salad is a disappointing choice.
I pick the same things, and then I eat it, and I'm like, I don't really like this. I don't know why I do it. And every day I'm like, oh, it's going to taste good today.
No.
It's going to taste good today.
No. Tastes like dirt with dressing on it.
The other thing I'm annoyed about is that
you said you were annoyed when I first called you, and I thought you were annoyed at me.
It's not about you.
Okay.
It's about the fact that my second interface has crapped out on me. My Audient ID22 now is good for the garbage.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah. So my Apogee Duet crapped out like 2 months ago.
Oh, I use the Apogee Duet. I love it. It hasn't crapped out yet.
You're lucky.
It's so simple.
So this one...
It's one knob.
Yeah.
It's good for me.
I know. It's just, I'm annoyed. So now I'm in the market for another interface. In the meantime, I'm using my little tiny Focusrite Scarlett
okay.
to get me through. But, interface time, yuck.
Oh, yeah, that's $700 anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm kind of looking to not spend any money right now.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. Oh, tequila.
So I'm a little annoyed by that.
Okay, well, you won't be in a few minutes.
I wish I was drinking tequila. The thing is, there's so many opinions about interfaces and there's just too many opinions. And I'm like, my mind is
know. Well, that's the way it is with everything now. You go to look at a microphone, there's 900 of them.
Yeah, God.
I spent weeks just going through mic tests on the internet. And every time I did it, it came back that this one, the one you have the MKH416, wins. Mm-hmm. It has the best sound from my voice.
Now, mic test, how did you do that on the
I
internet?
just typed in microphone comparison tests on YouTube, and they do them all.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. And you can also, if you want to, go to Guitar Center and pick up a couple of mics. It'll cost you, a couple $1,000s for a minute. Bring them all home, plug them in, test them, bring the ones back you don't like, and we're good to go.
I know B&H audio and video in the city in Manhattan used to have a booth with all the different microphones and headphones. I'd love to go in there and I would test,
Yes.
You could physically test them, which was nice.
But I really find that this one is the best for me. I had the Manly Reference mic there for a while, but it was picking up people on the moon.
Manly Reference, what's that?
It's a Manly Reference mic. It was very expensive, like $5,000. And
it's manly.
Gorgeous. It's very manly, and it just, I could hear people mowing the lawn in South Africa. It was too much. And these are good for us because of the small opening of the,
hey, look, you're the one that referred to knee pads earlier when we were talking about keeping clients happy.
Yeah, mine are all worn out. I'm going to have to go to the Dick's Sporting Goods or something. It's funny that they call themselves that. But anyway, oh, look, a squirrel. These are good because there's the noise behind the microphone can't get in. And,
right.
And they're my favorite choice. I will never switch microphones again.
Well, you call it unidirectional?
I guess so. Yeah.
Because omnidirectional would be
Right, back
all
and
around.
front. Like
Right.
the TLM 103 doesn't have the feature where you can turn off the back. But the next step up does, but that's $42,000.18, I think, whatever that is. And as it's funny that you're talking about this, because I was thinking about this last night talking with David Hughes about sometimes somebody will say something during a session like, "Gee, I'm hearing something," and that's it. That's all I need to hear. And then I'm buying new everything. And Janine's on the floor under the desk going, "I don't know, everything looks the same to me." And you start replacing speakers and microphones. And then they call you back a month later and go, "Oh, it was on my end."
Right.
But
Well, you
I
can't
get
freak out
paranoid
like
very
that.
easily about that.
Yeah,
So
you can't freak out about that stuff.
I do. I do. I do. So anyway.
I
So
thought
hi,
it'd be
Linda.
interesting to
This is
talk
really
about-
cool. We can see you and they can
Hi.
see us.
Yes.
Yeah, they're probably going,
yes.
"Wow, she's pretty."
Meow.
Meow.
She's annoyed because you didn't like her salad today, but
Well, I'll bring you a cheeseburger when we're done. Some Velveeta.
I was trying
on
to
it.
be. I enjoy salads. I'm not saying I don't like salads. I don't like rotisserie chicken in salad.
Oh no,
You
no.
like rotisserie chicken?
No, yeah, I like rotisserie chicken, but not in salad. Salad, I like salad.
Something about
That's
it. It's like the consistency.
Yeah.
Something's off.
It's like eating
Something's
gummy
off.
worms and marshmallows. It's just not right.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't put my.
No,
So
especially
anyway,
if you cook the gummy worms over the open fire first. A little
Ooh.
graham cracker on it. Ooh, God, that's awful. Anyway. I
we
must
wanna
tell you,
talk
though, that my grandson called the other day while he was eating a turkey and peanut butter sandwich.
Oh, God!
And I
Oh,
said,
that sounds disgusting.
"Jack, what are you eating?" "Turkey and peanut butter, Grandpa." And I went, "Okay." Yuck.
I used to work with a woman down in Fort Myers at the radio station who would have peanut butter and onion sandwiches.
Oh.
And surprisingly, it's really good.
Oh, no, I don't like onions.
But it's like, because there's sweetness in an onion.
Yeah.
And it really does, actually, it sounds disgusting, but it's actually pretty good.
Okay. All right, let's just
But
spend the
don't
next
have
half
that-
hour coming up with really disgusting food.
But don't eat that before a session.
No, especially if you're working across from somebody. Oh, I'm back.
Snacking and
Sorry.
Bad breath and all those beautiful things. We wanted to talk about
What did we want to talk about, Linda?
knowing your worth.
Let me see. I've got
As
about
a
18
talent.
bucks in the bank, and I've got one credit card that's not maxed out. 18 bucks.
18 bucks
Yeah,
is
that's
what
my
you're
worth.
worth. Saying that, giving away your talent too easily is just a disservice on so many levels.
Yeah.
And, first off, you're putting yourself down. Even if you're just starting out, if you've spent the time to go through coaching and various workouts and you've really worked hard at it, why the heck would you give it away?
Exactly. And that's one of the hardest things of this business. I think I get calls like twice a week from people that have worked with us or what have you. And, I've got this gig and they want to do this and it's going to run here. How much? And I went, I don't know.
Right.
Do you think they're going to come back?
Right.
There's so many variables. But,
Right.
yeah, I agree. That is... It's difficult, and you don't want to underprice yourself because, of course, they're going to go, "Oh, I was thinking about 600," and you tell them 3, and you go,
Right.
"Oh, jeez."
Or the old gag of, we're going to have a lot of work coming for you down the pike. So if you could cut me a good deal now,
Right.
In
In
so you're
3
like,
years,
okay.
when I call you for one more, you
Yeah.
give me that good deal again. Yeah, yeah. It's only 800 phone numbers.
I know. So that's something you got to be wary of as well. If somebody says to you, we've got 10 videos we want you to voice. So could you give us a bulk rate? Oh, and now at this at this point, I say, give me the first 5 and then I can give you a bulk rate.
Right.
And then, because I've been put in that situation where suddenly the client no longer needs me.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've worked for, a lot, like half price of what I normally would have charged for a project.
Right, because they're going to call you back.
Now, the other side of it is if you have a client that is a recurring client and you want to keep this client happy and they have been consistent and they're good and they pay you on time and, then at that point you work out those special deals. you work out those individual deals.
I have clients that we don't even talk rate anymore.
Yeah.
One of my very first clients in the business still uses me, and the rate is still the same as it was in 1988. So I just go, that's fine, whatever. My God,
Right.
12 and 21, 32 years of work for them. No matter, unless it's
okay.
really long or something, or it's going to air all over
Right.
the world. But 9 times out of 10, it's just a kind of a given what the
Right.
rate is. Yeah. And then sometimes they
long-term-
call and say, client's being a pain. Can you come down, $500 million? And they went, sure, I'll do it for $600 million. Sure.
I'll do it for $1.
Yeah, $1.82.4.
So there are some situations where you're going to be flexible, but
I'm
at the
not very
get-go-
flexible at all, Linda.
At all.
No, that's why Janine had to get under the desk to look at the wires, because I would have to move the microphone down there. Yeah.
Well, that's something you got to work on.
Yes.
As you age.
Shut up, Linda.
Something else too that I find to be a bad move, and it's not. Maybe I've done it a long time ago, but there's some people that I know do this. They go in cheap, and they try to bid low to get the job, and then they say it's an introductory price to the client. The next time you'll pay the full rate.
Right.
No, they won't.
They're never going to call again. They're going to go call
Right.
somebody else who has an introductory price. No,
Don't do an introductory price.
no, that's not a wise move at all, because it'll always be the introductory price. Always.
Right.
And forever. Yeah.
And they'll never value you for the higher rate, because they'll say, well, you were willing to do it for 75% of that
Right.
last time.
Right. Well, I've changed.
And sometimes you have to, even if you don't have any experience, I get it. You're starting out. There are times when you're going to work for a little less than maybe you would normally, someone might tell you to charge. In that case, I would say just to try to work with your client and find out what the budget is.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. One of the main questions I ask when we get involved in that part is, what do you have in the budget? And I go, well, I got 500. That way you leave it to them. And, I'm thinking 3. And he goes, well, we got 500. I'm going, that's fine.
Right.
That's it. I make believe and give it some time. I go, well, yeah, that's fine. I was going to say 3.
Now,
but
what
yes.
if they come back to you and they say we have 200?
200, then I would look at what it is we're doing. Are we doing a 27-minute video? Are we doing a quick 30 radio for a small town in Idaho? Mm-hmm. If it's that, I would probably go, sure. I like to work, and it's a small job. I said, no sitting in on the session, though. You don't get to sit and
Right.
direct me for all that and do 81 takes. I'll give you a finished product in about 20 minutes, and we'll be done. That's what you get
Right.
for the lower rate. And they're
That's what I
usually
do,
happy
too.
with that.
Right. I say I can offer you this,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's not going to be a supervised session.
Right.
You need to be flexible on when I turn it around to you, because I have other stuff that I have to do. Right. And I will give you one read and a follow-up read if you need it within a week. But other than that,
Right.
after that, you have to pay more.
Right.
And yes, people wind up, I say just do yourself a favor and be as descriptive as possible with what you want in each part of your script. Right. That way, you don't have to pay any more than you're looking to pay.
Right.
But you have to spell these things out.
I love it when
Because-
you make a deal like that, for let's say it's a TV spot for, a very small town in Idaho that's going to run for 8 hours. And you make your deal, and then they send you over the copy and a scratch track. They said, can you read with the scratch track? So I went off to change the edits because that'll cost more money. And it already does. If you want me to read along with some guy who's never done this before, who never breathes, then it's
Right.
going to cost you more.
Right.
I'll listen to his and I'll get the pace about the same. You can just slide a few things around. Otherwise, it's 300
Right.
because it takes more time, and you got to be able to match whoever's reading the scratch track's voice.
I don't mind getting the scratch track if I have video, but...
See, I never even download the video. I just download the scratch to Pro Tools and I read against listening it back. And don't make the mistake, if you're doing that, to push solo on the track you recorded. Otherwise, you'll send them both, which I've done
you've done
several
that.
times. Have you done that too?
Yeah.
Scott Pringle
Now-
called me the other day and said, can I get one with just you? know, okay.
But I actually don't mind getting a scratch track because for me it's easier to watch the waveform. I judge it by the waveform of the scratch for the length of that section.
Yes.
But I do warn the client, and I say, your scratch track is really fast.
Yes, it always is.
And this person is
I don't
speaking...
think I've ever had one that's easy to do.
Because there's no expression.
Right.
There's no emotion.
And then we all went to the store, and I'm not going to breathe for 35 seconds. I'm just going to keep
Right.
talking and talking and talking and talking. And
Right.
I'm in here cutting out breaths like, I think I can squeeze it enough. Jeez.
But those are conversations that you should have with your client before you go to the trouble of doing all the work.
Right.
Listen to that scratch track, and if it just seems completely crazy, it's not someone that has any experience in doing a voiceover, you got to discuss. Because otherwise you're going to be in your production end of it, just back and forth, frustrated.
Yeah. And the newer people, in the last 10 years who started in this business don't realize that studio time used to be $300 an hour.
Right.
For a cheap one. And
Right.
you'd have to have a couple, 3-4 hours to record the talent and get it mixed, put the music to it. I know they still do that, but they do it in-house now. But our time, we're doing some of the work that the other people used to do now.
Right. Yeah,
And,
it's changed.
you can include a little bit of production, too. If it's a session like, okay, I've got 35 slides, and they're all about 20 seconds long each. And okay, but I want them labeled and bounced individually. That raises the price because I'm doing production now. And,
Right.
even though we can do a fast bounce in today's technology, it's still a pain in the neck. I
Right.
don't mind doing it, but I have to get a little bit of something extra for that.
But that's also a good way, too. If your client doesn't have a big budget, you say, look, I will send you one raw audio file.
Right, right.
And it'll be
don't
up to
mind the
you and
dog
your
barking.
editor.
Right.
I mean, I take out my mistakes. But other than that...
You don't make mistakes.
I know, right? Perfect. But other than that...
Steak 94. What?
If they want to, they don't have much money, I need a little break here, then that's how I give a break.
Yeah. Here it is. Fix it.
Yeah. So no matter what, you're starting out, you do want to get some of those jobs, but there are ways that you can book them without going in and saying, I'll do it for $50.
Right.
Exactly.
You play the game. It's a game.
Exactly.
And don't do it via text or email. That's one of my rules. Hey, can you do it for $75? I don't want to do this on email. I can't see your face. I can't hear your voice.
I agree with you. I like talking to people.
Yes.
But email for me is a good trail of what we're doing. So I can go back and prove and go, well, you said on the 8th, because my memory is not fantastic.
I know, Barbara, but oh, Linda. But yeah, if you do it, what I was just talking about, and send them a final email. So, okay, here is what we discussed on the phone.
Yes, good.
$90,000 for a 10-second spot.
Right.
Every 4 weeks with renewals.
Right.
Please confirm you received this email and haven't collapsed.
Yeah, there you go. So that's a good way to do it then.
Yeah, because it's better. You can hide behind this stuff, and you can't tell what they got.
What they got.
How much money they got.
Wait,
Fugats.
playing cards?
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
What
You know
got?
when to hold them and know when to throw them in the garbage. You know what I'm talking about?
And if you need to,
Call Linda to ask her the rates.
No.
I get calls every now and then for that.
You do.
Yes.
You do. I always send people to GVAA, the website I told you about.
Gava.
Yeah, they're GVAA.
Gava.
Yeah, Gava. They're very good with non-union listings of rates that you should try to shoot for. Don't stress about it, though. Like I said, if you're just starting out, just say, look, let me find out what the budget is. Tell them you're flexible.
Right.
And see if you can come to some arrangement so it doesn't come off like you're a complete newbie.
Right.
And this will give value to you because, you're a business person as opposed to just a desperate talent.
Right from the get-go, they
got their
know
first
that
job.
if they want to use you and they really like you after the first session, that you know enough to negotiate, and therefore they will, in the step before they call you, remember that when they're dealing with the client and doing their budget.
Exactly.
They'll go, you know what,
Exactly.
JJ's probably going to need this for this, so I'll include that in the budget to the client. It's already approved before they even say, They know how much they have to work with. Yes.
And each client, at least for me, is different. I mean,
You have
and
more
I keep
than
my
one?
notes. Yeah, surprising, right?
Jeez, Linda.
But I
friggin'
keep my
nice.
notes in QuickBooks, and I look at the back invoices, even if it's like 5 years ago, to see what I charged for what length
Yes,
of project.
I do too. They said, whatever it was last time. I said, last time we worked together was 96. So
Yeah.
it's going to take me a minute to figure it out, okay?
Right.
I love it when they
And-
say, well, I got it right here. And I'm going, you're too anal for me.
96.
What? Did they even have computer? What is it, on a piece of paper in your Rolodex? I don't know. I don't know.
So know your worth.
Know your worth. I like it. I like it. It's a tricky game, but
Yep.
try not to lose the job doing it. And if we wanted to go to the other end of the spectrum on that is getting the money when they're not sending it in a timely manner. I can just say that don't expect it because it's just not going to happen. You must learn to pay your bills and live with usually anywhere from 30 to 90 days of waiting for a check from a job.
Now,
you did.
for you, if you ever get like a brand new client that just came out of nowhere with no references, nothing, do you give them credit like that? Or do you want something, a down payment? Do you ask for
I've
anything?
never asked for a down payment. No.
You don't ask for anything.
No. And I've been lucky.
So-
I haven't been stiffed but twice in my entire career.
So for some overseas clients, because, it's a little tougher to follow up,
Yeah, you think?
a little
I'll
tougher.
be back. I'm going to take a boat
So-
ride.
If it's a first time, I say to them, payment will be due before I deliver audio.
Right.
Because I'll preface it though and say it's our first time working together. After this, we can move forward with you, and then everybody always agrees to it. They're like, "Yeah, sure,
Okay.
no problem."
Cool. I'll have to try
So-
that.
Yeah, I record the audio, I hold it, and then I send them a PayPal invoice or a QuickBooks invoice, and I
Right.
say, "Your audio is ready for download as soon as you make payment."
Okay.
And boy, they make payment.
Oh, I bet
So-
they do. Okay.
Yeah, so that's another way to confirm if it's somebody that you don't know.
You know, it'd be fun to do.
What?
Form a speech impediment in that middle time there. And when they open it up, yes, this is Linda Bruno speaking live from the studio. And then when they open it up, they go, oh my God, I just paid $200 before I got the file. I didn't know. Anyway.
So stiff them.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great business model.
Oh, yeah. They'll call you right back. They probably won't be happy, but yeah. Yeah. And the other lesson I learned, if you're in a session with clients, don't do anything silly before you start. Like I start reading it like Elmer Fudd or, whatever, German accent or something. And they go about, a half an hour in, they're not getting it. They're going, I'm still hearing that German.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I've had that
no.
happen numerous times. Yeah. So now I don't screw around. I get it done. Then I go, hey, here's another way to do it. And that's already done and in the can. But, oh, no.
Because you put it in their head.
Yeah, exactly. You can easily put something in their
Wow.
head. So, yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Heil, come to McDonald's today. Oh, no, I'm still hearing it. It sounds like you said Heil instead of French fries. What?
So we're here. We're all about making your life easier, hopefully, as a budding voice talent, or if you're thinking about entering the industry.
I don't know if you can say but on...
Budding.
Oh, budding. Budding.
Budding. Yes.
budding.
And this is our podcast for February, one of them. And we are actually doing the workout every Wednesday night this month. Wow. Which is cool.
Gosh, I wish I could make it.
You're going to make it.
Okay, that's right. Okay.
You're going to make it.
Okay, yeah. We got a full
So-
house tonight, or
we
last
do?
couple of Wednesdays ago, whenever this airs.
We have a workout tonight, and we have a full house. We're going to leave it at that.
Right. Love that
So
show.
we're excited. It's great.
Yep.
But join us for that because it's just a great way for you to try out, if you've never gotten behind a microphone before. We had a student with us a couple weeks ago who is still learning how to even use the microphone.
Right. No, you put it in front of you.
But JJ went through it with him, looking up the microphone and finding the controls on the back, which I wouldn't know what they are. So, of course, this guy doesn't know what they are. And JJ went through it. You went through it with him saying, click it onto this
I
one,
did.
click it onto
I
that
did.
one.
I actually brought up pictures and I emailed them to him and said the reason I'm getting the vroom, 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 vroom in your files that you send is because you don't have the bass roll-off on the microphone. And just click that switch. That'll all go away. It makes it easier to edit. And in a couple of minutes, he got it all fixed.
Yeah, it was much better. But
so much better now.
you can't be expected to know. Those are very technical things.
They are,
that
but I've been
someone
doing
just,
this so long that I just know, because I've got the focus right under the desk, because these microphones don't have bass cut.
Oh, interesting.
There's no switch on them. So everybody says, well, you can do it in Pro Tools after the fact. No, I don't want to do that. I just want to roll the bass off as I go in. So I bought a $700 box with 54 buttons on it. Only one of them is pushed. That's the bass cut. I don't know what the rest of the buttons do. I have no idea.
But you have them.
But I do.
In case you need them.
Yes. I can make myself sound like tinfoil.
But the point being that even if you know nothing about a microphone, if you join us, we can guide you if you're having trouble.
Right, exactly.
So, that's why we're saying that even the newest of the newest will join us.
Yep.
And then people that have been doing voiceovers for years join us just to brush up on, their chops or to keep fresh. And I have a new student that just started with me, and she's actually going to join us for the workout because I said to her, this would be great for you to hear other people as well as get coached from JJ and Alyssa sometimes.
Right.
And yeah, she got excited and is signing up.
Very good. Speaking of exciting, this is something that you and I strive for, but the other day I was doing a lesson, and I'm going to go ahead and say her name because I'm so proud of her, Erin Cox.
Hi, Erin.
Hi, Erin. She has been studying with us for months and months and months and months. Comes from a radio background, already had some good stuff going on when she came to us. But the other day we were doing an hour lesson together, and about 45 minutes in, I said, you know what, Erin? I don't have anything else to say to you. I said, your reads are good. You booked a couple of jobs this week on voices.com or Voice 123. I said, it's time to get rid of the USB mic. You bought a nice Rode mic, plug it in. And I looked at her room and I helped her with the foam. Told her where to put it to deaden it in there. So we do it all. If I can see a room, I can probably help you get it to just the right amount of deadness. Because I keep moving. I move every 3 minutes, so it's always a new room. But I told her, I said, it's enough. We don't need to see each other anymore. And I'm also now at the point where I'm going to recommend you.
That's fantastic.
And she was just ecstatic, and that's the point we want to get everybody to.
Yeah, that's the highest compliment you can get.
Yep. So.
But
fun stuff.
I like the fact that we, you, me, and Alyssa all coach the same way, where we're not holding your hand, but we are one-on-one with you to the point that we mentor you.
Yes, exactly.
So,
exactly.
We have another student we're working with, JJ and I both, and I won't mention his name, but, he comes from he had a radio background, same thing. He comes from working with another company, wasn't too pleased with the process, worked with another coach, kind of got disheartened by that process. Whatever happened. I'm not criticizing it. I think that we all get something different from different coaches. And it's been really enjoyable to watch him grow. And he's been studying for the last couple of months with us. And, he's starting to, he's practicing, he's, engaging, he's advancing. He sounds so much more like credible in his reads.
Yes. You can really tell, you
good.
and I and Alice can really tell who's been practicing and who hasn't. It's just like anything else. If you sound the same as you did 4 months ago, you're not doing enough of practicing.
I have a couple students that come here, they're younger, and they're very much like, well, you tell me what to do. And I'm like, well, I can coach you. And I
know.
Can coach your performance.
There's the door. Sorry.
I can't tell you, here's the next step for you, because everybody's different, depends on what your goals are.
Right.
And one of my students, I said, what is your goal? Because he's young. And he's like, And I said, well, unless we have a goal, I don't want to make a demo. Right. So he started to think about it, and he's young, which is tough because there's not a huge market for very young voice actors.
Right, like me.
Right, yeah, exactly. You don't get a lot of work. Yeah. I feel bad for you, but.
Well, this is
don't cry.
Really been fun, Linda.
Anyway, that was my point.
Okay, that's all that point taken.
Well, I'm excited about tonight's class.
I am
Alyssa's
too.
joining
No.
us.
Last week's, 2 weeks ago's class.
Oh, I was excited, and I had a great time with last week's class.
How do you know it hasn't happened yet?
It was fantastic. It was fantastic.
Time Travelers meeting will meet last Thursday at 2 p.m. What?
But thank you for joining us,
Thank
especially
you
the
for
video
joining us,
portion
Linda.
for the first time. And that does it for this episode of the
Isn't
Voiceover
this
Gurus
fun
podcast.
that you can see us?
I know. It's crazy.
Hurry, yes.
It's crazy. It's fun. I love
It
it.
is. I can't wait to see it on YouTube.
YouTube.
You have to
yes,
hit the tube
I
in
put on
YouTube.
YouTube. Well, excellent.
Okay.
Well, everyone have a great week, whatever it is you're doing. And info@voiceover.guru in case you have any questions or things you'd like us to discuss. Or, hey, you just want to say, hey, how you doing?
What
We'll
are
hear
you, a
that too.
horse?
Hey. Yes.
So
All
this
right, that
horse
does-
walks into a bar and the bartender looks at him and says, "Why the long face?" All right. It was great to see you. Horses have long faces.
Everybody have a great day.
Thank you. We'll talk to you soon and see you soon.